Now, here we are then for another F1 My Team episode, and the first one of the final flyaways. I think we have 4 races left in this season, or 5 races left. The last one was the Italian Grand Prix, the last European race of the season. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. I'll leave a link up in the top right. But today, we're here at Japan, and I can tell you it's going to be a very spicy race. If you're new to the channel, hit the red subscribe button for more daily F1 content as we jump into a marketing department event. So let's have a look to see what they've got to say and what the situation is. So in short, someone famous is coming to the factory and they want a tour. So the offer is going to be what we give them, and it's going to give us a bit more team acclaim at the expense of a bit of cash. But to be honest with you, we're not exactly cash strapped right now, so we can go ahead and do it and get the extra bit of team acclaim, which brings us a bit closer to level 25. Now, this weekend at Japan, we do have rain forecast for the race. Now, stay tuned for that because it's going to arrive right at the end of the Grand Prix, so it could be quite spicy and potentially a bit of a spanner in the works. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one pans out as we jump into Q1 and qualifying here at Suzuka, of course. Formerly, you know, our old engine employer's home race, but now, of course, just enemy territory because we're battling Red Bull in the championship. So, yeah, we're out there to try and hopefully get a decent result as we get underway with our first time lap. And you can see right now, approaching the final sector, which is my strongest sector by far around here compared to the AI. We're going to make up a lot of time through here. Looks like it's been a pretty clean up so far, keeping the car relatively tight to the right for the shortest run to the line. And we do a 24.5, which is enough to go P6 ahead of Schwartzman, and that will do the job for now. We moved to Q2 in 13th place. Eventually, at the end of Q1, more cars improved towards the end, hence why we dropped down a little bit, but still, the pace looks good. Verstappen looks very fast around here, to be fair. I think we're not going to challenge for pole. Realistically, I think the Red Bulls are a bit too far away, but we'll try and do our best. We've now got the mediums on in Q2. We're about 5 tenths down, actually, half a second down on what our previous Q1 lap was on the soft as we take a bollard with us for the ride. Making our way out the final corner and across the line we go. And it's going to be a 24.9. We go P11 and last at the time on mediums, but not a million miles away off the pace. So we set a decent banker. We now got the soft tyres on, and we're going to go for a full lap here of Japan, and let's see if we can make it to Q3. We're currently P15, so we need this lap to get into Q3. So here we go through the final chicane, setting up the lap. We've got the 24.5 as a reference from Q1 to aim for on the softs, and a 23.7 from Verstappen, which was the fastest Q1 time. So into turn 1 and turn 2, they both kind of link together. Important to try and keep the car a bit tighter than I did through there. Back on the gas and now into the S section, entirely in 6th gear for me, at least the first part. Then eventually for this next right-hander we drop down to 5th gear, and then quickly back up to 6th on the exit. Up the hill we go, carrying the speed as we're currently at 10th and a half up in sector 1 on our previous best. Through Degner 1 and then into Degner 2. Important here to use all the curb and to really maximise your exit. Up towards the hairpin, straight line braking, 3rd gear, make sure you pick up the camber and the inside line, and then quickly get back on the throttle. We have a bit of a moment on exit, but right now 4 tenths up on our medium lap time as we make our way towards Spoon, keeping it tight all the way through there to minimise distance. I get on the grass a little bit on corner entry there, which means I don't quite improve and find as much time as I would have done. I wasn't really on the apex on the first part of Spoon, but still 5.5 tenths up, heading into the Casio Triangle, the final chicane here. Brake bar stand at 52 to try and improve front end braking. At the 50, down to 3rd gear, take lots of curb through the right and the left, and then try to get the power as soon as possible, and then keep the car super tight to the right as we improve by nearly 6 tenths, going purple in sector 3, and we move up to P7 with a 24.3, which is my best lap of the weekend. And I thought I was safe, but to my surprise, the AI had quite a few improvements actually, and a lot of cars improved. Worth noting, Callum Ilott has a 5th place grid penalty for the race, but we qualify P12, and we missed out by a 10th of a second on Q3, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest with you. I think there was a 10th in that lap, but having said that, there wasn't a lot more time in it. So for example, from Sonoda upwards, I reckon that was quite hard to achieve. I reckon we would have maybe on a perfect lap just about got into P10. So yeah, that's it for qualifying. An early exit for us in Q2, which is not really what I had in mind. But to be fair, we can make it work from P12. You know, it should be P11, of course, with ILOT's penalty. So there is potential for a decent race. So let's see what happens. That's it for qualifying. Let's move into the action on Sunday.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Gasly, Charles Leclerc and Sainz, Bottas, Tsunoda, Russell and Daniel Ricciardo, Martinez, Schwartzman, Esteban Ocon and Islet, Stroll, Vettel, Nicholas Latifi and Christian Lundgaard, Mick Schumacher, Giovinazzi, they've taken a grid penalty, Matsushita and Nikita Mazepin. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Well, here we are then for the Japanese Grand Prix. P11 on the grid, just missing out on the top 10 in qualifying yesterday. To be fair though, it was a good session. I quite enjoyed it. The car feels a bit on edge, but it's relatively drivable, so I do think we can have a better race. In qualifying, I was using 96 AI for the race. I'm using 100. Hopefully, that should be nicely balanced because we were a little bit off pace in qualifying. So, yeah, for the strategy of this race, we're going to start on the medium and then go for a soft tyre. The alt strap, one stop. It does say two stop because the game doesn't let me do a one stop. Now, worth noting, we do have rain forecast. When will it arrive? Who knows, but it does seem like we may be dancing on the inters at the end of the race at some point. So we're going to keep that in mind and try to go a bit longer on the mediums if possible. So we're going to jump into it. Hopefully a decent race ahead of us, and fingers crossed we can keep our championship lead at the end of it. Right, let's jump into it. Let's dance and have a little bit of fun. 5 laps. And we're underway. Oh, it's not a good start. It's a bit of a stinker. Schwartzman flies off the line, so does Callum Islet, of course, the winner in Zandvoort. 2 places lost straight away there to Callum and Robert on the soft tyre, so not ideal. As we head into the S's for the first time, we've got a bit of AI battling ahead of us. We may have an opportunity here to fight back. We've got a yellow flag, 2 cars off on the left. That's a big pile up, big crash. Is that a safety car? I think it is. Sainz out the race, George Russell out the race.
The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
Yep, you can see energy store 57, control electronics 56.
The virtual safety car has been deployed.
No, it's a full safety car, Jeff.
A positive delta. There's been an incident resulting in a high level of debris on the track.
Anyway, so yeah, that's now a full safety car. So Sainz out the race, and yeah.
Informed that due to the increasing risks, they're moving from a virtual to a full safety car.
Are you done, Jeff? Like, are you done now? Can I talk? Right. So as I was saying, engine wear is a factor this race. We should be okay, but gearbox 54, IC 50, control electronics 56, energy store 58. I'm trying to decide what is going to be the best race for me to take an engine penalty because of the energy store. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. On paper, it looks like we don't have to take a full engine. We can just get away with taking the energy store alone, which should be, I think, 5 or 10 places alone. So it's not a complete disaster. So we'll see how that goes. But that's a story for another race. For now, though, P11, back to where we started after 2 retirements. Let's see for the rain.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Okay, so no word on the rain, which is fine. The safety car will help just, you know, prolong this stint a bit longer. So, yeah, for now, we're just going to get ready for the restart and hopefully go nice and long into this race on these medium tyres. Right, let's do this. It's time for the restart. Let's make sure it's perfect and on point as we get back underway for the restart of the race. Out the final chicane. Decent exit, actually.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get back up to racing speed.
Look at the speed on the straight of Callum Islet, though. My God, I thought I may have had a chance there to get by, but clearly not. Anyway, let's get back into race pace mode, race rhythm.
Okay, we're running low on fuel. You'll need to consider
Jeff,
what you have left.
what is wrong with you today, mate? Just go away for a minute. Hang on. Jeff, shut up. Jeff, shut up.
Ilott ahead.
No, that's not what I said, Jeff. Oh my god, Jeff's actually broken.
Their tyres are 3 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 2:15.7. You're gaining by 8 tenths. 8 tenths.
Jeff, shut up.
Ilott is ahead
Oh
of you.
my god. No! Pretty close to Callum Ilott here. We may be able to have a look into the Casio triangle if I can get a good exit and now get a nice slipstream all the way up until the chicane. Here we go. Using a fair bit of battery as we close in through 130R. Shake and bake to the inside. Got to leave some space. Ilott's still there. But we're through. Job done. Decent move. DRS is now enabled. I've managed to get Jeff to shut up so we can focus on our racing now. We've got another yellow flag. This one is behind us. Looks like one of the Haas cars. Will it trigger another safety car or a virtual safety car? If it's a virtual safety car, it may be a possibility.
Some information on Mazepin. They're retiring from the race.
It may be a possibility for some cars to pit. Right now, though, we are out of DRS range of Robert Schwartzman, which is not ideal. Not really what I had in mind, but hopefully we'll try and fight our way back in over the next few laps when the softs start to go off a little bit. Not sure if I got DRS on Schwartzman here or not as we take away the bollard. Yes, we did. So we've managed to get ourselves within a second of our teammate. No pit stops just yet, but we do set another personal best. So the pace is working pretty well. And we've now got DRS on Schwartzman. So that's going to help make the process a bit easier. But the pace isn't fantastic, but the cars ahead aren't getting away too far. The Alt Strat isn't the best way to go around Japan, from my experience. It's better to go with the soft medium, but I had to try something different because of the outside the top 10 qualifying. It could still pay off, but it won't be as strong as other tracks.
Some information on Ilott. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Well, that's going to be Callum dropping back now. Meanwhile, Schwartzman just about out of DRS range of Ricardo here, so he's dropping off. My pace isn't great, to be honest with you, but I'm just very strong in the final sector. That is literally it. I'm not fast in the first or second sector, but my final sector is so strong that I'm a threat. Anyway, here we go. Pit stops are happening now.
Robert is in the pits. Robert in the pits.
So the race is going to open up. P5 now, let's push. Let's try and get after Snowden's DRS on this lap. Oh god, DRS offline. Car failure. Luckily it stayed shut and not open. Open DRS through the S's would have been absolutely just horrible to drive. Now I'm expecting the remaining cars to pit this lap. Snowden's pushing like a madman. I'm 3 tenths up on my PB and I'm still losing time, so Snowden is going for it on his end lap. Using up all of his engine mode. I'm just trying to keep a decent pace. And this should be the remaining cars in, except for one of the Red Bulls, which I'm going to guess is probably Verstappen. Yes, it is. Verstappen is on mediums, so he's gone for the Alt Strat in terms of tyre strat this race. Well, right now my pace to Max is pretty much identical. The gap is about 6.5 to 7 seconds. So we're running similar race paces, so we're actually on pace in this race. We're just 6 seconds behind Max, which is a consequence of the qualifying that we had, but hopefully we can keep fighting. I can't lie, the last 2 laps have been a bit poor. I'm struggling on tyres now. Temperature is on the limit. You know, I'm about to overheat, so I'm having to try and drive through it and also drive at about 90% to cool the tyres off, and that's allowing Max to just pull away a little bit, which is a bit of a shame, but I can't match that pace right now. Approaching the pit window, this lap or the next one. Okay, Max is pushing quite hard now. He's pulled the pin. I think he's in in-lap mode. Let's see what this rain's saying, because it's been a while.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
That's a long way to go, man. 15 minutes. Jesus. That wasn't part of the plan. I might just go one more lap. Give the weather a chance to turn. See if we get an update. I'm expecting Max to pit, though. We'll pit lap 17. But that's it. Then we need to pit for softs because they're going to be much faster as a tyre. We can stay on these. The tyre wear is not that high as Max does indeed come in. Let's quickly run you through the tyre wear. You can see around 40%. So we've got a while left on these if we need to. Fuel has just gone positive, but we're going to get a weather update at the end of this lap.
Radar suggests some weather is going to hit in around 5 minutes time, so stay on your toes. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Okay, there we go. 5 minutes time now, apparently. That's why We just waited one more lap just to see if the weather would change. Let's go one more lap. Let's see if we get an update. Hopefully this pays off. Well, Max is in complete rampage mode. I feel pretty good now, actually. I've driven through the tyre wear, and I've driven through the worst of it, so the tyres actually feel quite good again. And the car feels relatively stable, but Max is flying. He just got past Perez, set a new purple lap, and he's on a rampage. So this race isn't over yet. Max is on the hunt, but right now we've got track position, and it's just gotten very, very dark here.
Looks like rain is inbound, and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes till the rain dries.
Still 5 minutes.
Fastest tyre at the moment.
Okay. This could come down to the wire here with this weather. Warning for track limits as we cut the final chicane, just a bit too much there. 2 back-to-back laps in a row where I've matched my personal best. We're hanging in there right now, but the laps are running out. We need this rain to arrive, otherwise we're going to be forced to pit onto softs just because of the 2 tyre rule in the dry. This rain needs to arrive, and I think it's just starting to fall down now, actually. I just saw a droplet, I think. Yes, it is. The rain's falling now. Here we go. This could be it. This could be massive. We need it to get intense enough so that we can go into the inters. Oh, that was a moment. Track just starting to get a bit wet. Max is 6/10 behind. This is it. He has arrived, and Perez isn't too far behind either. Now it's all about the crossover. Will there be a crossover? Will the AI try to stay out and drive to the end? We can't do that. We have to stop. So we need this rain to, pick up as fast as possible. Feels like this lap is just starting to turn a bit, but it's still nowhere near intermediates. Max putting the pressure on now. My tyre wear is also kicking in. We've got a 62 on the rears. We're on the limit. 130. I wasn't fully flat last lap. Just had to take a slight little confidence lift. And again, we have to take a lift. Max will have the RS here. It's important that he doesn't pass us. The grip is vanishing. It's vanishing quickly. I don't have any rear tyres left. Here comes Max Verstappen for the championship. This is massive. We're going to try and fight, but we don't have the straight line speed. Max brake checks me there into turn 1. Oh my god, that was close. Right, now what we need now is to go into the inters. I think I might gamble this lap.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
We'll get 2 laps on inters, but we have to pit because I can't go to the end of the race on these tyres. And I don't think it's worth going for a fresh set of subs. I think inters will be faster. Yeah, the grip is going this lap. I can't match Verstappen here. I'm struggling. Whoa, that was close.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Yeah, this is it. This is the crossover.
Got that confirmed.
I did think about pitting last lap. It did cross my mind, but we was only like 1.6 off in the second split, so the track has just gotten quite bad quite quickly. Now, will Verstappen pit? Will the AI pit, or will they try to hang out on dryers? It makes sense to gamble on the dry tyre, but not if you're on the hards. If you're on the hards, you're going to be struggling. We're going to box though. We should be somewhere near, hopefully, Charles Leclerc. Into the pit lane we go as we wrestle the car in. Into selected. We're not going to speed. We're going to take it very easy. Max stays out. You can see we've got the warning there for the tyre regulations. I think we should be out just behind Leclerc, hopefully. This needs to be a quick stop though for the inters. Here we go. Oh, it's quick. It's 1.9. It's a fantastic stop. Okay, so there's Leclerc. Can we get behind him? We can't. I think it's going to be behind Bottas. Yes, it is. Right, we'll hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because this race isn't over yet. We've got the better tyre on now. It's into tyre time, not dries, so we're going to have the advantage. And it's only going to get worse over the next lap and a half. So we can still salvage a podium out of this. Dare I say, we can still recover the P2. I think the win's out of the question though. Let's get Bottas first. We're closing in on him. ASAP. Look at Bottas have a moment there. Up through Dunlop. We're much quicker on these. Shades of Fernando Alonso, 2008 in Spa, of course. Look at the grip, look at the traction as we get the run on Bottas here. Just going to go around the outside of the hairpin. We've got plenty more grip. To be fair, Bottas hanging in there quite well with a hard tyre, but we're through. Leclerc's next as we head on to the final lap of the race. Here we go. Leclerc for P4. Let's pick him up. DRS is now disabled. It's officially completely wet intermediate tyre time. 13 seconds to Perez though. That's a lot to make up in 1 lap. I think it may have to be P3 this race, which I'll still take. I think the strategy overall still paid off. I don't know if I would have got P3 on the alt strat, so I don't mind. Let's get Pierre though, as we head into the S's. We've got plenty of grip. Yellow flag up ahead. Oh my god, Perez. Oh my god, Gasly spun it as well. We have to go off track. Perez has spun it. Oh my goodness me. P2 out of nowhere. Illegal overtake on Perez. Oh, it's all going crazy. It's all gone crazy. Can Max have a spin? That would be nice. We're going to get Perez here, using the grip. Charles Leclerc's out of the session. He must have crashed with Gasly. Oh my god. It's all gone bananas. Max is 20 seconds up the road. It's too far to go. Tsunoda out of the race as well. It's raining like mad right now. It's intermediates, but Max has just got enough of a gap, enough clearance to hold on to the race win. But we're going to bring home a phenomenal P2, which I'll absolutely take. Let's keep pushing in case Max has a moment or a spin. You never know. A man can dream, but I think Max is safe. He's made it out the final chicane looking at the mini-map. And there we go. Verstappen's going to win it. But we fight back for P2 in this race with a very good strategy. So there we go. Verstappen wins it. He's going to get the fastest lap as well. And the extra point as we fly through 130R. Plenty of cars retiring here. Everyone's crashing. Everyone's struggling to hold it on the track. Out the final corner. Job done. P2. Damage limitation, baby. We'll take that. What a podium.
Another action-packed Japanese Grand Prix comes to an end. And what a magnificent drive to take the win here today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Taking care of the car was absolutely vital today. It's been obvious all weekend that the pace was there, but look at the attrition rate we've had. They would have been very concerned about any minor anomaly towards the latter stages of this Grand Prix.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
The Japanese Grand Prix is finished and in the books. Max Verstappen picks up the win and the fastest lap. And of course he got pole, so Grand Slam or Grand Chelem for Max this weekend, I believe. We finished in P2. I'll take that. Very good result. Absolutely thrilled with that. The strategy was on point. If it'd gone to Inter's one lap earlier, I think I may have had a chance. But, you know, staying out the extra lap, we got passed by Max. We lost a couple of seconds. I think we could have gone a lap earlier for Inter, it would have paid off. Anyway, nonetheless, Bottas P3, Perez P4 after that spin, Gasly P5 as well after that spin, Vettel P6 ahead of Giovinazzi, Schwartzman P8 in the points, Ricciardo and Norris round out the top 10. Stroll misses out on the points along with Latifi, Ilott, Matsushita, Schumacher, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Lundgaard, Mazepin, Sainz and Russell and Ocon. Now out of all these, from Tsunoda all the way down, every single one of these were DNFs, so quite a few crashes at the end and everyone having issues to keep it on track. So after that race we look at the standings and the Drivers' Championship looks like this. We are 1 point ahead of Max Verstappen with I believe 4 races to go, so it's going to go down to the wire. Just like in real life, I'm basically taking the role of Lewis Hamilton, but it's going to be neck and neck all the way to the end of the season. Schwartzman up to P7 with that points finish. He overtakes Sainz and Tsunoda, which is good to see. Perez up to P3 for Red Bull. In the Constructors, the gap has grown to 61 points, and I think we're going to have to accept defeat in this one. I don't think we've got what it takes. Mainly down to Robert Schwartzman. I think he hasn't got enough points, which is a bit of a shame. So the Constructors will have to wait maybe for next season, who knows. But that's going to be it for me here today. Hopefully you enjoyed the race, guys. If you did, then feel free to leave a like on the video, subscribe for more. I do daily F1 content on my channel, of course, and I very much enjoy it. And my team every other day, more or less. There will be a bit of a stopgap now over the weekend because I'm going to the UK, so also because I've heard on the grapevine the new update, including Saudi Arabia, may be dropping next week, so there might be a bit of a hiatus on my team for a couple of days, but yeah, generally daily content, of course, as always, and league racing as well. Big fan of that stuff. But if you guys want to get subscribed for that, feel free. But anyway, hopefully you enjoy the video. As always, check out 2 episodes or 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. And a big shout out goes to the members. But that is it from me here today, and I'll see all of you next time.